Welcome back to this video. The last video we finished setting up our move forward and move right axis mappings, and in this video we're going to finish all of our axis mappings and set up a couple of action mappings. So I'm going to collapse these two to get a little more room, and we're going to add a new axis mapping. And for this one we're going to set this one up as our turn. So when we turn, we'll call that turn, and we're going to set up a mouse control for our mouse X, so when we turn that will be governed by our mouse. So open our mouse up here and we'll just choose mouse X, and that will be all we need to do for our turn. And we're going to set up another one to be able to look up and down. So we're going to call this one look up, and that is going to be used with our mouse Y. So we'll choose mouse Y. Now we're going to do a couple more to be able to govern our how fast we turn, our turn speed with the gamepad and with our keyboard controls, and also the speed at which we look up. We're going to set those two up. So we're going to create another axis mapping here, and we're going to call this turn speed. And we're going to set up three controls. We're going to set up, first of all, on our gamepad, we're going to use our right thumb pad, and we're going to use our X axis. So our gamepad right thumbstick X axis. So we're going to add another one, and here we're going to choose our left arrow key. So on our keyboard, our left arrow key, when we look to the left, we're going to make this one a -1. And one final one will be our right keyboard arrow key. So we can go here and type in right. And it's right here. We can leave that one at 1. So we'll scroll down here, and now we're going to do our look up speed, which will govern how fast we look up. So we're going to call this look up speed. And to use that, we're going to use our gamepad right thumbstick, and we're going to use the X or Y axis for this one. So we will click here and choose our gamepad and choose our right thumbstick Y axis. So that will pretty much take care of all of our axis movings. We'll be able to move forward with all these keys, move right with DA and our left thumbstick. We'll be able to turn with our mouse X, look up with mouse Y. And one thing we'll do here on mouse Y looking up, if we leave it here, it will actually, when we push forward, it will actually look down in an inverse setup. And so we're going to change that to -1, so that when we push forward, we'll actually look up, and when we pull back on our mouse Y, we will turn left or look down. So we'll set that. Then our turn speed will be the speed at which we actually turn, and we will govern that in another video when we set up our actual controls. So these are all of our inputs for our axis. We'll collapse all those down, and we'll go up here, and we're going to do 2 action mappings. So we'll click that. That will give us one, and we'll go ahead and click another one. And for this first one, this is going to be our jump. So when our character jumps, and we're going to set up for jump, the first one, we'll do the space bar. So if we're using our keyboard, we'll use our space bar, and we'll leave all of these here unchecked. If you wanted to hold the shift key or control key or alt key down and use the space bar for something, you would check those boxes as well. And we're also going to add another one. So we're going to use this for our gamepad. And on our gamepad, we're going to use our face buttons, which are the buttons on the top of our gamepad. And for our jump, normally that's going to be like the X key, or the one that's on the bottom left-hand side in that configuration. So we're going to choose our gamepad face button bottom, and we will choose that one. So that we can, if we're using the gamepad, we'll be able to use that button to jump. And we're going to set this one up. If we make our character punch or something like that, we will set this up, and we will use our gamepad for this. So we will set this up if we need it in the future. So we're going to use our gamepad, and we're going to use another face button. And this time we're going to use the left one, or maybe the square key on the top of your gamepad. So if we look at our gamepad, let's see if we can find it. Face button right here, gamepad face button left. So we will choose that one, and that will give us our two actions. If we need to add some additional actions in the future, we'll come back in here and we'll set those up and assign those, and then we will be setting those up in our blueprints. So the next video or two, we will be setting up the actual blueprinting or programming for all of these actions that we've just created in our player character blueprint.